is Eric Aroca. So happy to be with you guys today. It is Friday. It is a gorgeous day outside, although it is cold. But oh well. When you live in Utah and it's February, what do you do, right? What do you do? So just going to enjoy it anyways. Last few weeks, we've been talking a lot about values and culture. We've been talking a lot about sharing your purpose and your why with your customers, with employees, with everybody that you come in contact with for your organization. And that also holds true for your personal life. Share your why with people, share your values with them, tell them what it is you believe in. And I think that you'll see that you'll make great connections with people, and they'll be more emotionally tied to you and to your business because they are going to champion your why. Today, I thought we would talk a little bit about, more about values and about being true to your values and truly living your values as an organization. So several years ago, in fact, it's 8 years ago, I was working for a company that's been around for 125, 150 years. I won't give you the name of the company, but just know that I was loving my job. Everything was going pretty well. At the end of the year, I got an award for hitting the 100 club. And that basically meant that as a salesperson, I hit 100% of my quota. And I got an award for it. I was feeling pretty good. Life was actually going pretty decent, you know. And then later on, my second year, things started to derail a little bit. It was October 31st, and my oldest daughter was going off to, I think, a concert or something. I can't remember exactly, but it was Halloween, and she was out and about celebrating. That night, my daughter was sexually assaulted, and it's tough for me to say that. I think that is, besides one of my kids dying, that's probably, well, not probably, that's the worst thing I can imagine happening to one of my kids, aside from, you know, losing one of them. And it was extremely hard. And I won't go into details about that stuff. I'm just going to leave it at that and just tell you that's what happened. I got her permission, by the way. I counseled with her recently and asked her if it would be okay to share that with you guys, because I know it's extremely personal to her, and she gave me the thumbs up. From that point on, it affected my life. Getting that news and knowing that had happened to my daughter really affected me in a negative way. Looking back on it now, I wish I could have handled it different. If I had to go through that now, I would definitely go through that a little bit differently. And I guess it's because of all the things that I learned along the way. But at the time, it was extremely, extremely hard. And it affected not only my work life, but it affected my personal life. It affected who I was as a person. I would stay up nights. For about a 2-week period of time, I did not sleep at all. Like, not an hour, not a half an hour. I did not sleep. I don't know how I was surviving, how I was getting through. I was still getting up in the mornings and going to work and doing my sales calls and doing all the things that I was expected to do. I just couldn't sleep. I wasn't sleeping. I was consumed with the idea of what I would do and how I would hurt somebody if I could figure out who it was that did that to my daughter. So anyway, it was really hard, and it really affected my focus, my concentration, my ability to get things done. I was out to lunch one day on a field ride with my manager, and he came. We're having lunch, and he'd mentioned that my sales had gone from me being up here, way up here on the sales report, to starting to slide down a little bit. I was starting to creep back down a little bit, and he was a little bit concerned about that. And so, we had a conversation about that. I'm a very private person. I didn't want to share these things with him. So I explained to him what happened pretty quickly. He was very empathetic, sympathetic, and, told me things like, hey, we want to be there for you, and, you take the time that you need to get right. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you, right? Which I thought, that's the nice thing to say. That's a good thing to say. That's what you should say. And so I felt pretty good about things moving forward, but I just wasn't doing well. I kept declining. I kept going further and further and further down. The next time we got met up for lunch, it was probably about a month later. He said, "This is your verbal warning that you are not producing. You are not hitting your numbers. You're just not producing. So we're gonna give you a verbal warning. The next warning, if we don't see any improvement, we'll write something up, right? We'll do the actual write up. So you'll get a written warning at that point. And at that point is when they put together the performance plan, right? So we talked about, what I could be doing to make things better and this and that. And I wish I would have just had the hindsight to just tell him, just say, hey, you know what? I'm really struggling. I'm having a hard time with this. But I don't think I did. At least I don't remember telling him that. Anyway, a month goes by and things haven't really changed. My numbers haven't gone up anymore. And so I'm kind of stuck in the same area. And I doubt that I was really stuck anywhere. I was nosediving, to be honest. The following month came along. This is the second month. And I got the written warning, which included a performance schedule, a performance plan. And just let me tell you, the performance plan was ridiculous. It was things that I didn't do on a normal day. When I was being successful, when my numbers were really high, when I was hitting my numbers, they wanted me to do things that I wasn't even supposed to be, that I didn't do then. And but I tried. I really tried to make a concerted effort to hit all the marks, to do all the things that they wanted me to do. I was supposed to report in every Friday. The third month came rolling along, and I was told to meet him at a hotel. And so I went to the hotel, went up to the room. I think we met in the conference room, actually. So we went to the conference room in the hotel, and his boss was there. And they said, hey, you know what? Things aren't working out. We put a plan together for you, a performance plan together for you, and you're not hitting the marks. You're not excelling. You're not improving. So we've come to the determination that we're going to let you go. Now, why do I share this story with you? The reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because you can, if I gave you the company's name, you could go to their website today and you could see one of the areas that says we value people, and they go on and on and on about what they do and how they go about valuing people, how they value the people that work for them, how the people that work for them are their greatest asset. Okay, now, throughout my career, corporate America, my corporate career as a salesperson, I've worked for small startups to gigantic companies that have been around for 150 years. And a lot of them will say similar things. Our people, we couldn't be where we are today without our people. We value our people. We love our people. And they go on and on and on and on about it. But these are the same companies that December 15th at the end of the year rolls around and they have layoffs. How can you value people if you're laying people off at Christmas, right before Christmas, right? And it doesn't even matter that it's Christmas. Just that you're laying people off in general does not say that we value people. I wish they would have taken a different approach. I wish they would have said, you know what, Eric? It's obvious you're going through something pretty traumatic. We want to get you some help. How about if we get you some counseling? Hey, you know what? Our insurance, your benefit package has some career counseling or some counseling available for you. Why don't you take advantage of those things? Hey, you know what, Eric? We're with you. We're so sorry that this happened to your family, to your daughter. Please take the time that you need in order to get well, to get right, and then to be able to come back and hit the ground running and start producing and continue to produce the way that you have over the last year and a half or 2 years. I think that's the approach I would have preferred, rather than put more pressure on me to improve on this performance plan and to do all of these things that, that just seemed ridiculous to me. But as organizations, organizations are famous for telling people we value you. But really, do you really value people? Or do you just say that you value people? And this is what I mean at the beginning of the video when I said, do you live your values? See, I really don't believe that they live their values. And so when they actually let me go, they actually did me a favor. Because it's very apparent that I wouldn't want to continue working for a company like that. For a company where you just poured out your heart, your soul to these people of something devastating that happened to you and your family, and they respond by giving you a performance plan. That's ridiculous to me. All right? You don't value people. You just say that you do. That's all it is. You're just saying that you value people, but you truly don't have that as a value. If you communicate to your employees that you care about them, that they are your greatest asset, then let me just tell you to actually treat people like they are your greatest asset, like you really do value them, the individual. Not just value what they do for you, but truly value them as people. See, I don't think they saw me as a person. They saw me as a number. They saw me as a dollar sign. And as soon as the dollar sign wasn't to their liking, they got rid of me. And they did it legally. They gave me a verbal warning. They gave me a written warning. They gave me the written warning with the performance plan. And when that wasn't enough, they just said, see you later. So basis covered. Do you see where I'm going with this? After I left that company, or actually after I was told to get out, I started doing this. I started speaking. I started corporate coaching. And that's why I do this today. My last video on Monday, we talked a little bit about why, right? Why we should share our why. I'm sharing my why with you in a little bit different way, right? The reason why I help companies build winning cultures that last is because I want them to build a culture that will truly value people. That when they say people are our greatest asset, that they're doing the things behind the scenes to show people that they are truly the greatest asset of the organization, that they are truly valued. Not just the dollar sign, not just what you can do for them, but they value you. They see you as a father. They see you as a husband. They see you as a son, as a daughter, whatever. They see you as an actual person, not just a dollar sign. They don't just see you for what you can do for them, right? They see you as a person. And when leaders see you, when they see their individual people as people, then you can inspire people to greatness. You can motivate people to do wonderful and marvelous things. But if you don't do that, then you're just leading by fear. You're just saying stuff to say stuff. Hey, we value people. You're our greatest asset. Okay, guys, that's all we have time for today. So thank you so much for sticking with me over the last several weeks. I've been pretty new to this. My videos, as you can tell, are not super high quality or anything, but I hope that the content is, because I'm sharing things that are pretty personal to me, that I hope will benefit you and in your life and in your organizations. So that's it for this week. If you like the video, make sure you hit share, like it, comment, do all that good stuff. Notification bell at the top. And remember, I'm trying to put out videos every Monday and Friday. Every Wednesday and Friday. So guys, have a great weekend. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next week.